Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. It's Tom. I want to kick off today with a great story I heard from the field this past week involving one of our CPA foster care providers, Bloom Our Youth, based down in Fayetteville. And its case manager, Sophia Sutherland, on this case, involved a family that I won't mention their names right here for their privacy, but this family was receiving its first set of foster children into their home. And we actually placed four at the same time. These children, there were four of them, and several of them had significant behavioral issues. And so they had actually been to three different foster homes prior to this placement. But this particular foster family, and working with Bloom, really dug in and they said, okay, what can we do? What is causing these children's behavioral issues? They made sure they got to a psychiatrist. They had one of the children evaluated for his or her mental health issues, and in fact found this child was diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder. And so they were able to get applied behavioral analysis therapy in the home. The other children, they got into therapy, and all of those children's behaviors have really improved tremendously. They are now stable in this home. They're doing so well. And it just goes to show you what a good foster home, what good foster parents can do to really help stabilize children who have gone through a lot of trauma and children who have perhaps undiagnosed mental health needs. So thank you to Bloom, and thank you to Sophia, and thank you to that family. And I'm sure that you know who they are, and please extend my appreciation to them. So our DFACS CPS unit, in recognition of Domestic Violence Awareness Month this month, has donated about Unit 29 is the actual unit in DeKalb, donated items to a domestic violence shelter. And Supervisor Quasine McLeod said it was a pleasure to give back to families in our community during this time of need. So, folks, it's just great to see that our CPS workers all over the state, especially those here in DeKalb in this situation, are doing really, again, going above and beyond the call of duty to do not only their jobs, but also to take time to help victims of domestic violence. So thank you all for doing that. There is an organization in Decatur, it's called Decatur Makers. I think it's an organization of folks who like to build things. And if you would like a free desk for your child or children to make it easier for them to get through these crazy school days of Zoom classes and whatnot, then they are making free desks for people. And Ramirez will place on the video here a link to how you can really send in an application to receive one of those desks. And so there's also an email, info@decaturmakers.org. George Lee, who's my neighbor, is on the board of that organization. So really glad that we can support good work like this. We are also in open enrollment period for those of us who are state employees. Make sure that you choose your health insurance plans before the end of open enrollment on November 6th. And remember, if you don't do it by then, you'll be kind of stuck for a whole year. National Adoption Month kicks off next week. It's going to be a great time to celebrate the wonderful work that's going on in Georgia surrounding adoptions. As y'all have heard me say, we are experiencing record numbers of adoptions of children from foster care here in Georgia. In fact, we actually are looking to increase our adoption assistance budget this year because we're doing so well. So just want to hope you'll join me and Deputy Director Mary Havoc and our State Adoption Director Deborah Burris as we celebrate Georgia's successes. We're going to have a sort of a virtual kickoff this coming week or so, and so get that on your calendars. In the FNI, on the OFI side of the shop, John Anderson, who's our Chief Deputy, and some of our other food stamp folks, and I had the great opportunity last Friday to visit with the leadership team from USDA's Food and Nutrition Services Office, Deputy Undersecretary Brandon Lips, and a bunch of us went out to the Goodwill Center on Lawrenceville Highway and learned all the great work that they are doing around education and training opportunities for the folks who we are all together helping to move from a state of financial dependence to a state of financial independence, and really helping them to gain the skills that they need to get good paying jobs and to feel and have that satisfaction of working for a living. Also, online EBT expansion. The online EBT shopping is expanding. We're talking to FNS about expanding the options that families are going to have for purchasing healthy foods online. We're looking to add another major grocery chain. Of course, a lot of this has been done in response to the fact that we don't want, especially folks with disabilities, especially folks who are older, having to go out to the grocery store to buy food. We're trying to, as best we can to keep them in a situation where they can isolate and not have to go out. So we're working on that. Gateway Help Desk. Let's see what we got here on Gateway Help Desk. Sorry, I got my notes today. We've launched waves 1 and 2 of the the Gateway Help Desk project over the last week. And so we had some, of course, technology snags, but I know that our team has been distributing some of the resolutions and best practices, and we're expected to launch wave 3, the final wave, later this week. Excited about this as we go forward and really improve that help desk. Also, OFI is creating a new mouse pad that will be distributed statewide for your staff, or our staff who are using Georgia Gateway. We want to know what kind of information you would like to have on that mouse pad at your fingertips. So please email us, hearme@dhs.ga.gov, and let us know what you'd like to, kind of phone numbers or other information you might like to have. Our numbers, of course, in OFI continue to be great. It's a busy time. We are talking with the governor's office about legislation. We're talking, of course, about the upcoming budget for amended 21 and 22, and really gearing up for the legislative session to come in January. So I appreciate what everybody's doing. Let's all stay busy, stay safe. We know that the COVID is still with us, and we really need to make sure we're masking up, washing our hands, and practicing social distancing, and get your flu shot. So thanks, y'all. See you next week. Bye.